Hello, everyone. My name is Louis, and I thank you for having me today and taking the time to listen to me. And hopefully, I could help you guys out and relieving some of the anxiety of getting through your private pilot oral portion of the for the helicopter pilots out there. One of the things I noticed from being a flying instructor and having the pleasure of helping out a couple of my students really achieve their dream in becoming private pilots as well as commercial and other ratings is that the FAA has given us a great guideline, which is the PTS. And I found that even when I was learning, I was at the beginning stage of my flying career, that I really didn't understand the PTS. And I realized that the PTS is a roadmap that the examiner is using. So why shouldn't I know how to use that roadmap as well? And when I learned it, it made the test so much easier, like my commercial rating and my instrument one, as well as my CFI. I mean, it was a lot easier and enjoyable. Actually, I was able to follow along as the questions the examiner was giving me. I was like, oh, okay, I know where I'm at in the test. And that's what I'm hoping to help you get through. So today, we're just going to discuss Task A, which deals with certification and documentation. So if you look at Task A, the first thing I'll say is A, private pilot certificates, privileges, limitations, and recent flight experience. B, medical certificate, class and duration, pilot logbook and records. So just right off the bat, we already know the first couple of questions that are going to be asked of us. So now we know what we need to learn. Private pilot certificate privileges. What can you do as a private pilot? I could work for free. I could also donate my time to a charitable organization. However, there's a catch. I got to have 500 hours locked to be able to do that. So it kind of makes you kind of like a commercial pilot if you think about it. My limitations, when you think of limitation, think of compensation. Am I getting paid? How much am I getting paid? The FAA says that we are allowed as private pilots to get compensated it will be 50% of the expense. So if you have to pay 50% of it, you're not really making any money, So that's one of your limitations. Another one, when it comes to recent flight experience, that gets a little tricky because there's different scenarios. For example, that the questions may come your way. Am I flying by myself? Am I flying with a passenger? Is it the day versus the night? So those are little factors that we got to consider when we're answering those questions. So, for example, if I'm flying by myself, I'm supposed to be able to do a biannual or annual review. It depends, especially if you're a Robinson 22 or 44 pilot, you have to look at SFAR 73 for that, where it says if you're under 200 hours, you have to do an annual review. If you're over 200 hours, you could do a biannual review like everybody else. And this only applies to the R22 and R44 helicopters. Now, when it comes to taking passengers, now the FAA says every 90 days, if it's during the day, we have to do 3 takeoffs and 3 landings, and they could pretty much be touch and goes. However, when it comes to night flying, we have to do the same 3 takeoffs and 3 landings at night, but they have to be to a full stop. So that is the difference, right? When we look into medical certificates and their duration, pretty straightforward, right? I mean, you really think about it. If you look at 61.23, and when it comes to a private pilot, you only have to know, am I over 40 or am I under 40? If I'm over 40, every 2 years. If I'm under 40, every 5 years. When it comes to the breakdown between the different classes, you really have, that goes into becoming a commercial, rated pilot. So but since you're only going for your private certificate, you only have to know 24 calendar months, 60 calendar months, and that's it. Now, when it comes to questions about pilot logbook or flight records, their questions are going to be is like, what is it that I have to log, right? For example, I have to log my 3 takeoffs and 3 landings because I got to be able to prove that I did my 3 takeoffs and 3 landings within every 90 days, right? My biannual or annual review, to stay current. Those are the things that I'm required to log. Now, in terms of logging, this is a question that my examiner asked me. It's like, does it have to be in a nice, neatly logbook? No. The FAA doesn't specify exactly how, where it's going to be logged, but it has to be logged, though. You got to have somewhere to keep that record. So obviously a logbook is the most preferable means of doing it, but you could put it in your computer. You just got to be able to prove when you did this flight. And obviously, certain requirements like the tail number of the aircraft, the date that it was done, what the conditions were, day or night, etc. All right, so as of now, I'm going to stop right now, but I would love to continue this next time, and please keep watching my videos. I'm going to expand on them a lot more. This is just like a test run that I'm doing, and I want to see how, you guys, looking into the videos to see if it actually grows, and I look forward to talking to you again. Okay, thanks. And like I say, keep up the good work. And remember, you got this. You study hard, and you got this far, and now it's not the time to quit. Now it's the time to go to that extra gear. Take care.